Hi everybody. I'm going to do a much quicker video than I did yesterday. I started with my 7 o'clock meeting again this morning and it only lasted about a half an hour. I didn't have to do business and labor until 9 today, so I had some time to respond to emails, and I'm still working really hard on my win-win bill, which is moving the lottery proceeds to the university systems just to give it for student aid, students who want to go to Montana schools and can't afford it. So I worked on getting some information together for the committee and also for a few other Republicans that I think might be willing to co-sponsor it with me if they just knew what the bill was about. At 8:30, the Democrats on the Business and Labor got together to talk about how we were going to vote when we went back to the meeting and did executive action. At 9 o'clock in Business and Labor, we heard two bills, House Bill 22 and House Bill 60, and we had a 20-minute break, and I was able to run up to the fourth floor where they were hearing House Bill 108, which is in my opinion, a bad voter registration bill, and there were a lot of people to testify against that today, and I was able to go up and thank them for doing that and say hello to some familiar faces. And at 10 o'clock, in Business and Labor, we took executive action on House Bills 58, 65, 116, 117, 118, and 138. It was everything from brewing on premises to repealing the Title Loan Act. Passing all of those bills onto their second reading only took about 20 minutes, and so that left me with quite a bit of time to continue working on my win-win bill and to respond to constituent emails. At 11:30, I went up to the House of Representatives to get my training from the Legislative Services on how to be chair of the day. When you're chair of the day, you basically take over the podium from the Speaker of the House and call on every bill sponsor and every person who wants to speak to any bill that's on second reading. If you want to watch that video, it'll be on the state website at www.leg.mt.gov. There's a certain amount of initiation that comes with that, but it wasn't too bad. While I was up getting my training, I ran into two fellow workers, an operating engineer and a Teamster from Butte, and I was able later on to introduce them on the floor of the House of Representatives, so I was really excited to be able to do that. Lunch was kind of a whirlwind because I was worried about getting ready to be chair of the day. The House session went over fairly easily. A couple people sent me up an ice cream sandwich and a fudgesicle. I guess that's what they do when you're a freshman doing chair of the day for the first time, to kind of give you a bad time. You're sitting up there with all this ice cream melting. But I took a cooler up with me because I had a heads up that was going to happen, and so when they sent it up, I was able to just put it right in the cooler. I was rather proud of myself for that one. One of the ice cream sandwiches had a note from a Republican representative who was being a really good sport, and it said, "You're doing a great job, just watch out for the wolf behind you." And if you've ever seen the Charlie Russell painting that hangs behind the podium in the House of Representatives, then you'll get that joke. After the session, Lee Miller, the director of the Butte Silver Bow Library and one of the commissioners of the state library, was there in the gallery the whole time to say hello, and nice enough to walk me the 2 blocks over to the state library where I posed for a read poster for our public library, and I was really thankful to them for doing that. I had to miss their dinner tonight to drive back to Butte, and it was really good to see a Butte face in Helena representing and doing such good work for our community and for the whole state, and I really appreciate that about her. At 3 p.m. in Human Services, we heard 3 bills, House Bill 119, House Bill 75, and House Bill 76. And if you don't watch any other video, but you are looking for something to see on the state website, I would recommend watching the video from today's Human Services meeting and hearing the testimony on those 3 bills. It was some gut-wrenching testimony about some pretty heavy issues. I think I'm going to, at the same time, love and hate the Human Services Committee. It's an opportunity to do so much good and so frustrating that we can't do enough. as soon as the Human Services meeting was over, I went to the Office of Public Instruction and had a really quick meeting with Denise Juneau, the Superintendent of Public Instruction, so that we could talk about some bills that are coming up in education. I got on the road and drove to Butte so that I could be here in time for the County Commissioners meeting. As you can see, I'm in my closet basically right now. And unfortunately, even after the drive over, they did not put me on the agenda where I needed to be, so I wasn't able to stay for the meeting and wasn't able to give my presentation. And now I'm going to spend the night in my own bed, which will be really nice, and get up in the morning and drive back to Helena. I'm presenting a bill for the volunteer firefighters in the morning. I think it's House Bill 165. It's hard to remember all of these numbers, to ask people to please slow down to 35 miles an hour when they pass an emergency vehicle. There will be a lot of really good people to vote for that, to testify for that in the morning, and I'm so honored to get to do it. So it's nice to be back in Butte, even though I didn't really get to do what I came for, and I'm still enjoying all of the texts and the messages. Keep them coming. Keep staying involved and paying attention to what's happening and what bills are being brought up. Contact your legislators. Let them know that you're paying attention and that you have an opinion. You need to be heard. Thanks.